Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new live stream. This is Tausif Anam here, and I see a few people are already here. That is wonderful. Now, as I'm starting this live stream, it is 9:29. It is 9:29 p.m. October the 23rd. And 9:29 here in the Central Time Zone. So I want to thank you all for being here. And I know that as time goes by, we expect more people to tune in. Now, my friends, I will tell you one thing, that the 9:29 time slot is not my usual time slot. It used to be, a couple of months ago when I did live streams, I would do the live streams at 9 o'clock or 10 p.m. But for the last, 2 or so months, I've been doing live streams at, what should I say? Live streams at around like 11 p.m. So today I'm starting a little early. Let's see who's here. Ken, good to see you. Thank you for being here. My friends, I see more people are joining. So as you are tuning in, please announce yourself. If this is your first time, I want to hear from you. Terry is here, my friend Terry. My friend Terry is here. Always good to see Terry. Terry from South Dakota. Debbie is here. Hello, Debbie. Thank you for being here. We're starting this early. Isn't that wonderful? Terry writes, South Dakota is in the chat. Yes, South Dakota is here. Thank you. So, my friends, we have something very important to discuss. So 2 topics that I have that I think you can tell from the title of the live stream. The question is, why is Chicago closing its migrant-only shelter system? And then the other question is, and who's ahead in the presidential race? So both are very important. I'll be discussing those, but then as questions come up, you can write your questions. You can bring up different topics, and I'll try to answer. We'll try to address those, okay? So the live stream has just begun. And my friends, as always, I would appreciate if you hit the like button. Help me get more likes. Help me get more subscriptions. Help me spread the message of peace, prosperity, and freedom. Peace, prosperity, and freedom, my friends. So my friend Terry is here, Ken is here, Debbie is here, Heidi Smith is here, John Drake is here. Thank you for being here. Ken writes, voted for 45-47 today. And you know what 45-47 means, right? I'm sure you all know. Sassy is here. Sassy writes, good evening. Good evening, Sassy. 45-47 means the 45th president, who is also going to be the 47th president, right? Who's that person? Donald J. Trump. William is here. Hello, William. Thank you for being here. Terry writes, I'm voting Friday. Terry, I might vote tomorrow, Thursday, or I might vote on Friday. I'll try to vote this week. The sooner the better. The sooner the better, my friends. So 4 minutes into the live stream, 8 likes already. My friends, please give more likes, give more thumbs up, because we have been running into some resistance, from who? The liberals, the big government loving liberals, the Democrats. They have been trying to shut down this channel. They have been trying to suppress freedom of speech. So the only way we can fight that is if you hit like. The more likes, the better. The more we spread the message. 5 minutes in, 9 likes already. Thank you so much. I'm going to start the discussion, my friends, but please make sure you like and you subscribe if you have not done so already. I mean, the question is, if you haven't subscribed, why haven't you? Right? Terry writes, suppression means you're doing too well. Thank you, Terry. Terry always supports me. Terry is a great friend and a great supporter always. So, Terry, I sincerely appreciate that. I really do. Okay, my friends, I'm going to go into the discussion here very, very soon. Just give me 1 second. I'm working on my other screen here. So, all right. Okay. All right. So, my friends, reportedly, the city of Chicago is going to be shutting down its migrant-only shelter system. I mean, first of all, my question is, how did Chicago come up with a migrant-only shelter system, right? I mean, shelter systems exist, and shelter systems exist so that those American citizens and people with legal status, those who are here legally, natural-born citizens and other people who are here legally, if they run into hard times, if they are facing challenges, they become homeless, they need shelter, the shelter system exists to help those people, right? How did Chicago come up with a migrant-only shelter system? I mean, that's the question. A migrant-only shelter system. Now, my friends, I have discussed the border crisis for a long time because this problem has been going on for a while, right? Since Joe Biden came to office, since Biden-Harris decided to open up the border, since then we have been seeing the crisis intensifying. And I have discussed this border crisis, the migrant crisis, for a very long time. I have criticized, and you know this, I have criticized the city of Chicago for enticing the migrants to arrive in the city. I mean, there's a reason why migrants love Chicago so much. Because Chicago is a sanctuary city. Because Chicago is a sanctuary for the illegal immigrants. And what I have done, I have criticized very vocally on this channel right here. I have criticized the city of Chicago for enticing the migrants to arrive in the city. I have criticized the city of Chicago for giving taxpayer-funded benefits to the migrants. I've talked about Chicago a lot on this channel. Jim is here. Jim writes, I am a Chi-Town native. Go Trump. Jim is from Chicago. Jim, you're seeing the challenges that Chicago is facing, right? The challenges that Chicago is facing, it's unbelievable. How did such a beautiful city become a sanctuary for illegal immigrants? That's a question for the elected officials in Chicago, right, Jim? Would you agree? So, Jim, thank you for being here. Jim from Chicago, I appreciate you being here. You've watched my live streams. You support this channel. Thank you for that. Okay. The number of viewers going up on this live stream. Okay. My friends, support this channel. Okay. Help us spread the word. Help us reach more people. 18 likes already. I know we can get to 50. Ultrafire is here. Ultrafire writes, just voted today. That's wonderful. Martin is here. Martin, thank you for being here. Ryan is here. Ryan, thank you for being here. Thank you each and every one of you for supporting this channel, for watching, for tuning in. Okay. Okay. As I was saying, I have talked about Chicago a lot. I criticized Mayor Brandon Johnson, and I still criticize him. You know why? Because Brandon Johnson prioritized the migrants and not the American citizens. Chicago established a migrant-only shelter system. I mean, think about it. A migrant-only shelter system. That resulted in the city's residents being very upset when the American citizens living in Chicago, okay, they saw that the city has a migrant-only shelter system. They were very upset. They were not happy. And many people vocally spoke. They spoke. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Thank you for being here. Susan has been watching my live streams for a very long time. Susan, thank you for always supporting this channel. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Minnie is here. Minnie, thank you for being here. Let's see. Okay. So, my friends, as I was saying, the Chicago residents, they were very upset when Chicago came up with this migrant-only shelter system. And American citizens living in Chicago, they expressed their concerns, they expressed their disappointment, and yet the Chicago officials continued with their actions. They continued prioritizing the illegal immigrants. So Katie writes, I'm in Chicago. Hello, Katie. Katie, how are things in Chicago right now? I know there are so many things to be worried about, but if you'd like to share anything, you can, Katie. Katie writes, violent. Things are violent. Things are violent. I'm going to have to put some users in timeout. Give me 1 second. You know, whenever we start the live streams, all the haters gather. All the haters gather. And I'm going to talk about it. But first, let me finish the point that I was making, okay? Because I know we have to focus on the substance of the discussion. But then I'll address this issue of haters who are here causing all kinds of disruption. Okay. Let's just block the haters. Block the haters. All right. Kayet writes, did you at least get your tea tonight? I have my tea right here. Thank you for supporting. I don't have my Wisconsin mug today, but that's okay. Hold on, I'm going to change the screen here. Edwin is here. Hello, Edwin. Danny, thank you for supporting. All right. So what we're hearing right now, and some of you may have seen this already. You may have seen this already that there are reports that the migrant-only shelter system in Chicago will be shut down. Have you heard that? Some of you may have seen it already. If you have, please let me know. If you have seen this news, that the migrant-only shelter system in Chicago will be shut down. It is happening. This is authentic news, and I want to share my thoughts on this. Okay. Hold on. I got to block a few more people. Just did. Okay. Well, thank you, Terry. Terry is here to listen to what I have to say. And I know many of you are. 15 minutes into the live stream, 32 likes already. We are gaining momentum. And see, I've blocked some haters today because they come here and they cause disruption. We're not going to let that happen. So, Katie writes, you should get a moderator. All right. So as I was saying, what's going to happen, and this is according to reports, what's going to happen is that the migrant shelter system will merge with the city's traditional homeless shelter system. I'm not sure how that is going to work out. I mean, the city had their migrant-only shelter system for a while, and now what the city is trying to do is merge the migrant shelter system with the city's traditional homeless shelter system. And if you have thoughts on that, you can let me know. Especially Jim. Jim, you're from Chicago, right, Katie? You're from Chicago? So let me know your thoughts on that. See, Wabajok just showed up. The first comment that Wabajok made, because I know Wabajok from previous conversations, first comment that Wabajok made, straight into timeout. Okay? No second chances this time. Not happening. I didn't want to do this, but I have to be as rigid, as strict as I can. All right? Like I've been very, very tolerant in terms of, when I saw all the haters commenting, I didn't block them. I often responded to them. Not happening anymore. Not happening anymore. Okay, those days are over. Haters, go for timeout, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can block them. I'm gonna block them all. The haters, I'm gonna block them. Those who come. If you are here to disagree with me, you are welcome. But if you are here to disrupt and to be rude and to say nasty things, not tolerating it anymore, okay? Not tolerating it anymore. Candy is laughing. Yeah, timeout, right? Sounds like childish. Timeout. But that's actually the feature here. I have to put people in timeout. Daniel is here to support President Trump. Absolutely. We're here to support Trump. We absolutely are. So, as I was saying, I'm not sure how it's going to work out if the city merges the migrant shelter system with the traditional homeless shelter system. I don't know how that's going to work out. I think the homeless population of American citizens in big cities like Chicago, big cities like New York, they always had this sense that resources are stretched thin. And I'm talking about the American citizens who are homeless, whether they are in Chicago or New York. I think they always had this idea that resources are stretched thin. There are not enough resources for the homeless population, and the city leaders they're governing, but the homeless people continue to suffer. But then the American citizens who are homeless, they saw how Chicago and also New York started handing out resources to the migrant population. And who are the migrants? Who are the migrants? So somebody is writing something in foreign language, or I don't understand the language. Okay, if you're writing in Spanish or French or German or some other language, I know multiple languages, but I don't know Spanish, German, or French or Italian. I'd love to, but I just haven't had the opportunity to learn. So if you're writing something in a foreign language, I'm not going to understand that. Somebody wrote it Portuguese. I don't understand Portuguese either. Trust me. I would love to. I would love to be able to understand, speak, and write Portuguese and Spanish and French and Italian and German, but I don't. I tried. I spent a little bit of time, thinking that maybe I could learn French. Didn't quite work out. So, yeah, if please write in English. That's all I can say. All right. Hindi, Urdu, I understand. Yes, Bengali is my first language. Hindi and Urdu, I understand. But I don't understand. Some of the other languages being mentioned, like Brazilian. I did take a course on Latin American politics, by the way. I studied politics of Latin America and politics of Africa, Russian politics. I've studied that. In school, when I was in school, I took all those valuable courses. Let's see. Wow, more people are joining. 47 likes already, 21 minutes into the live stream. I appreciate that. My friends, this is how we grow. I know a lot of people may be expecting me at the 11 p.m. hour, according to Central Time. But here I am, early. If you are here, I'm very happy. Okay. 48 likes. Wow. I think we're going to hit 50 likes here very soon, even before we get to half hour. That's my hope. That's my expectation. My friends, this is how you can support my channel. Subscribe, hit the like button. Okay. Thank you. Thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Angie Mitchell is here. Chris Hicks is here. It is so wonderful to see you all. Thanks for being here. See, all wonderful people. All wonderful people here. Trump supporters, freedom-loving Americans. All right. Stephen writes Trump 2024. Okay. All right. Let's continue with the discussion. So wonderful to see you all here. Okay. The American citizens who are homeless in Chicago, in New York, they saw that the same politicians who did not have money for them, money for the American citizens who are homeless, they all of a sudden started spending millions and millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on the migrants. On the migrants. And who are the migrants? The migrants are foreign nationals. They are foreign nationals. They are illegal immigrants. And so a lot of American citizens who are homeless, they were very upset when they saw that the politicians are prioritizing the illegal immigrants, but not the American citizens who are homeless. And so the American citizens who are homeless, at risk of homelessness, they felt left out. They felt helpless. And we saw in Chicago, because we're talking about Chicago, we saw in Chicago how the city provided hundreds of millions of dollars for services for the migrant population. And now, after spending hundreds of millions of dollars on the migrant population, the city of Chicago is deciding that they are going to shut down the migrant-only shelter system. Migrant-only shelter system. All of a sudden, the city of Chicago is shutting it down. The question, and I'm sure some of you are thinking as I am thinking, the natural question is, why is the city of Chicago making such a big change? Why are they making such a big change, and why now? I mean, some of the people out there are probably happy. They're saying, thank God the city of Chicago is shutting down the migrant-only shelter system. I'm happy. Trust me, I'm happy that the city of Chicago is shutting down the migrant-only shelter system. And I think that the city of Chicago should not have spent a single dollar on the migrants. And that's why I have been complaining for a very long time that Chicago is just prioritizing the migrants and spending so much of money on the migrants. Why is the city doing that? Why can't you take care of the American citizens who are homeless? Help them first. But the far left, the liberals like Brandon Johnson and his allies on the city council, they were spending money on the migrants. Now, why all of a sudden did the city decide that they are going to shut down the migrant-only shelter system? Why? What is happening? I mean, that's the question that comes to mind. Yes, we're happy they're shutting it down. But a lot of damage has been done. A lot of money has been spent. But why is this decision being taken at this point? Here's what Mayor Brandon Johnson had to say, and I'm going to share that with you, okay? I'm going to share that with you. Stay here, my friends. 57 likes already in 27 minutes. Thank you. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. It's important that you subscribe because that's how you support this channel. And also hit the like button if you haven't done so already, my friends. $58 likes. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Here's what Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson had to say. He said, my God, I'm gonna read his quote, okay? I'm gonna have to read his quote. So listen to what he has to say because I want to give you the exact language that he said. Okay? I want to give you Brandon Johnson's exact words. So listen to what I'm saying. Brandon Johnson said, "We are shifting to a more cost-effective, equitable, and strategic approach that addresses homelessness for all who need support in the city of Chicago. The transition is in line with the sharp decline in migration to Chicago and our current budget realities." I mean, think about it. Think about what he said. The transition, meaning the transition from the migrant-only shelter system to a combined system. He's saying that the transition is in line with the sharp decline in migration to Chicago and our current budget realities. He said, current budget realities, my friends. There is more to the story. What he told you is not everything. And to really understand what is going on, you have to analyze his words and his statement. And you have to read the history. You have to follow the trends. And you have to figure out what's really going on. Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago mentions the current budget realities. Current budget realities. I mean, in Chicago, as far as I know, and if you are from Chicago, if you live in Chicago, maybe you can tell me more on that. But as far as I understand, the budget problems in Chicago existed for quite a while. It is not new. I mean, Mayor Brandon Johnson says, our current budget realities. But the budget problems have been there for a while. Chicago has been facing financial issues for quite a while. So all of a sudden, Mayor Brandon Johnson says, current budget realities. Then why did Chicago spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the migrants? I mean, did all of a sudden Brandon Johnson wake up on a certain morning, like he went to bed thinking, oh, the Chicago budget is so great. The Chicago budget is excellent. We got tons of money. That's why we're going to hand out tons of money to the migrants. Okay, we love the migrants. We're going to give them whatever they want. Because we've got so much money in Chicago. And then all of a sudden, Brandon Johnson wakes up one morning. He's like rubbing his eyes. He's looking here and there. He's trying to figure out where he is. And he realizes, oh, our city has budget. We're facing budget realities. Our city has got budget problems. I mean, did that happen all of a sudden? You think so? You think it happened all of a sudden? Now Mayor Brandon Johnson is seeing budget problems? The budget problems have been there for a long time. So why did the city of Chicago spend hundreds of millions of dollars on the migrants? The people working in the city, those who are in charge of accounting, they are in charge of bookkeeping, they're in charge of like doing audits and figuring out the finances in Chicago, all those people, and also the elected officials who sit on the city council and the mayor himself, they all understood and they still understand Chicago's financial situation. I think everyone knows it. Even people outside of Illinois, we hear about Chicago. We know what kind of financial issues there are in Chicago. The city is not in a good financial shape. I mean, Chicago, I don't know if they have done it already, but I read reports about the city of Chicago trying to raise property taxes. You heard that too, right? Some of you may have heard that. So the budget problems have been there for a while. It's not a secret. It's not new. But all of a sudden, Mayor Brandon Johnson is talking about budget realities. Well, it wasn't that long ago when the city of Chicago, they were approving massive sums of money for the migrants. The elected officials were approving on the city council large sums of money for the migrants. They were forgetting the American citizens who are homeless, the American senior citizens who are homeless, the American children who are living in poverty in Chicago. The elected officials forgot about the American citizens and they were busy spending money on the migrants. They knew that it's unaffordable, it's not sustainable. Why did they spend all that money? It seems when you read Brandon Johnson's words, it seems that there's a sudden financial shortfall. It seems that like all of a sudden, like a lightning strike, there's financial shortfall. Oh, the finances were great. Now, oh, there's a shortfall. What's going on? The budget realities. Huh? I mean, and do you agree with me? I've been talking for a while. Let me know if you agree with me, my friends. Just write agree if you think you agree with me. And if you don't, just say toss if you're wrong. Write that, my friends. One Texas Miner agrees. Ultrafire agrees. Chris Hicks agrees. Thank you. Candy writes agree. Gerlina writes agree. Sassy writes agree. Morbo writes agree, 100%. Debbie writes agree. Mike writes agree. Cheryl Butler writes agree. The Storm 45 writes agree. Tony Burkett writes agree. My friend Terry from South Dakota writes agree. Tire 887 writes agree. A viewer named Devil Dog writes agree. Perry writes agree. Josh writes agree. Angie Mitchell writes agree. And many others. The journey to justice is here. Great to see you. John Drake writes agree. Stainless Steel writes agree. Word writes agree. Frank writes agree. A viewer named Arnold writes disagree. That's okay. You can disagree with me. That's fine. Most people agree. Robin writes agree. Susan Epp writes agree. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for responding. Thanks so much for responding to my request. Thank you. My friends, this did not happen overnight. It seems from Brandon Johnson's words that there's a sudden fear of financial shortfall, a kind of fear that did not seem to be present when they were approving large sums of money for the migrants. What changed all of a sudden? Why suddenly is it appearing that Brandon Johnson is worried about Chicago's budget realities when he clearly was not worried about the budget realities even just a few months ago? What changed? What changed? Do you know what changed? I'm going to tell you what changed, but I want to hear from you. Do you know what changed all of a sudden, which is now making the Chicago officials shut down the migrant-only shelter system? Cheryl Butler has answered it. Cheryl writes, because Trump is winning. That is correct. The thing that changed is the election prediction. The election prediction. The Democrats running Chicago, they probably took it for granted. They probably thought, oh, the Democrat Party is going to dominate politics in Washington. And of course, we know that the Democrats in Washington, they love handing out federal funds to their favorite cities. And what are their favorite cities, you know? Their favorite cities are the blue cities, like New York, like Chicago, like San Francisco, like Denver. Oh, they love San Francisco. Look at San Francisco. Anyone from San Francisco? I mean, honestly, that city used to be great once upon a time, but look at San Francisco right now. Look at all the problems. Look at the public safety issues. Look at the drug use, the homelessness, all these problems. Illegal immigrants running wild in San Francisco, and in Denver, and in New York, and in Chicago. In Chicago, there are concerns about possible gang wars, that migrant gang members may be waging wars against the gangs that exist. So, friends, what changed is the election prediction. The Democrats thought that they will continue to hold on to power in Washington, D.C., and they will continue handing out dollars, federal dollars, to the blue cities and the blue states, money trickling down from the federal government to the blue states and the blue cities. And so the far left politicians in Chicago, they were probably hoping that money will keep flowing. Okay? Money will keep flowing to the Windy City as long as Democrats keep control of the White House and also the U.S. Senate. But those predictions changed. Amanda is here. Amanda, always great to see you. Always great to see you, Amanda. A viewer writes, are you a citizen? Yes, I am a U.S. citizen. United States citizen. That's what I am. I answered that question. I answered that question a million times. And I'll keep answering it, I guess. Lee Sowers writes, liar, liar. Hey, listen, I'm not a liar, okay? And if you think I'm a liar, doesn't matter. I don't care what you think, Lee. Anurag is here. Anurag writes, Tossif Uncle, hello. Hello, Anurag. Good to see you. Thank you for being back. Please hit the like button, okay? Please subscribe. Hold on. I got to do something here. All right. Okay. Lee was calling me a liar, so I thought I should just put Lee in timeout. You know, Lee doesn't need to be here on this channel because Lee thinks I'm a liar. Like, why would Lee want to listen to a liar, right? According to Lee. So just Lee went for timeout. All right, let's see. All right. Oh, you all are so wonderful. I love you all. And another viewer needs to go for timeout. Yeah. We're keeping the live chat window clean. We're keeping it clean. We want this to be a place for constructive conversation. Okay. I mean, look, I had no issue with Lee. Lee asked me a question. Lee said, "Are you a citizen?" And I said yes. And Lee said liar. And Lee repeated liar. And Lee repeated liar. Well, if you think I'm a liar, why would you ask me a question? You asked me a question, I answered properly, and then the person in response kept saying liar, liar. I mean, so that's why I just put Lee in timeout. No, I didn't get angry when Lee asked me if I'm a citizen. Okay? I was heartbroken when Lee said liar. Okay? Because I'm not a liar. Okay? I keep saying this. Truth is the foundation of this channel. We believe in the power of the truth. We speak the truth. We share facts. And there's, I have been a U.S. citizen for a long time. I became a citizen in 2014. And now Lee, out of nowhere, is coming and saying liar. So I just said, all right, maybe Lee doesn't want to be here. All right. All right, my friends. So, as I was saying, the far left politicians in Chicago were probably hoping that money will keep flowing to the Windy City as long as the Democrats keep control of the White House and also the United States Senate. But now, things are changing. But now it is becoming more and more clear every single day that the Democrats are going to lose their Senate majority. It is becoming quite clear that reckless spending in Washington will come to an end. It is becoming very clear that Republicans, after winning the White House and regaining the majority in the U.S. Senate, they will restore fiscal responsibility. Fiscal discipline. The Republicans, after they win the White House and regain majority in the U.S. Senate, they will govern, in a manner that you would call it's fiscally disciplined, fiscal discipline, right? Not reckless spending. And so in Chicago, politicians are worried. Politicians in Chicago are worried. The city council folks are worried because the far left politicians in Chicago, every day they hope that their buddies, that their Democrat buddies, their far left buddies stay in power in Washington so that they can, they can just send money to the blue states and the blue cities so that the irresponsible city council members like we see in Chicago, absolutely irresponsible. I mean, Chicago City Council, those folks on that city council, I'm not saying everyone, but obviously, the majority, look at what they have done to Chicago. So the Democrats in local politics in Chicago, they just want their Democrat buddies to be in power in Washington so that they can just send huge sums of federal dollars to the states and the cities, the blue ones, like Illinois and Chicago, right? And so that the local politicians can then use those funds to provide all kinds of services to the migrants. Okay, so a viewer here is encouraging everyone to dislike my stream. Well, if you dislike my stream so much, you're going for timeout. All right? $82 likes already, and we are 47 minutes into the live stream. 82 likes, my friends. Thank you. This is wonderful support. I know we can get to 100 if you want. I know we can get to 100. Please support my channel. Please do. The live stream today is doing, still the numbers are significantly down compared to my usual number of views, but it's doing much better than it did the last couple of days. You know why? Because I blocked the haters. I blocked the haters. Okay? Block the haters. They just come here and disrupt. By the way, I'm going to address that in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere. This dude named Sanjay probably doesn't like me. All right, just block that dude, Sanjay. All right. Who else is here? Let's see. All right. Okay. Let me continue. David writes, Janesville, Wisconsin in the house. Wonderful. Janesville, Wisconsin's here. That's great. Janesville is a wonderful city. Okay. A viewer is here named self-identified billionaire. Oh wow. We got a billionaire here. Oh, self-identified. Okay, all right. Not like in the Forbes list, right? Or the Fortune magazine and all that. It's just a self-identified billionaire, not a real one, or I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Viewer named Ted Bundy. I mean, that's quite a name, right? Ted Bundy. Oh my God. A viewer named Ted Bundy was said things that I needed to block that user for. But Ted Bundy, is that real name? I mean, just listening to the name Ted Bundy makes people scared, right? Yeah, blocked Ted Bundy. All right. So it's becoming very, very clear that the Democrats are going to lose their Senate majority. It's becoming quite clear that reckless spending in Washington will end. It is becoming clear that Republicans, after they win the White House and after they regain the majority in the US Senate, there is going to be fiscal discipline. And so Chicago politicians are worried. They are worried because they are thinking that their far left allies in Washington will not have the majority power to approve massive spending. And so Chicago politicians are getting ready. They know that the flow of money for reckless spending will dry up. Okay? I mean, if Chicago thinks that they can just go to the ATM, which is, basically Washington, and with all their Democrat allies sitting there, if they think they can just go there, ask for money, get all kinds of funding, and hand out free services to the migrants, that's coming to an end because the Republicans will regain the majority in the US Senate, and the Republicans will win the White House. You know who's going to win the White House? Who is going to win the White House? Do you know who's going to win the White House? Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump. Absolutely. Trump is going to win. And so the Chicago politicians are worried. And so Brandon Johnson and his team, they are getting ready to cut back on providing resources to the migrants. Because Brandon now understands the reality. Brandon Johnson understands the reality. Brandon Johnson understands that the money will stop flowing, which means that they have to cut back on the services that they're providing to the migrants. So they're now shutting down the migrant-only shelter system. I mean, can you think about that? I mean, going back to the question that I asked, how does a city, an American city, come up with a migrant-only shelter system? A migrant-only shelter system. How is this even possible? Why should there be a shelter system in an American city that is only a shelter system that is only for the migrants? And what do you mean by the migrants? The migrants are the illegal immigrants. They are the illegal immigrants. Why should any American city have a shelter system only for the illegals? Why in the world would that happen? So, Brandon Johnson shutting down the migrant-only shelter system, knowing very well that the party of reckless spending, which is the Democrat Party, I'm going to write that down here. Hold on. I'm going to write that down. Democrat Party is the party of reckless spending. Do you agree with me? Democrat Party is the party of reckless spending. Desmond says, bro, go back to your country. Well, Desmond, go to timeout. There you go, Desmond. Desmond was timed out. Bye-bye. Okay? Bye-bye. Desmond telling me, go back to your country. What do you mean? This is my country. The United States of America is my country. And Desmond just says, go back to your country. Well, Desmond, get out of my channel. So, thank you so very much for all your support. Thank you. Democrats, my friends, will lose the majority in the Senate. Donald Trump will win the White House, and there's a strong possibility that the Republicans will hold on to the House majority and also increase the size of the House majority by gaining more seats. And so Brandon Johnson of Chicago, the mayor, the great mayor of Chicago, what's his name? Brandon Johnson. Mayor Brandon Johnson and his team, they're shutting down the migrant-only shelter system. They are facing, all of a sudden, they are facing budget realities. Budget realities. Think about that. Colton is going for timeout. Bye-bye, Colton. Bye-bye, Colton. My friends, the Democrats, even before we get to November 5th, the Democrats finally realize what's happening. The Democrats are realizing that they are losing. They are losing. The Democrats are realizing that they are going to lose seats in the House, in the Senate, in the Oval Office. Trump is going to win the election and head back to the Oval Office. Absolutely. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. And so I wanted to share that with you. I have more to talk about. There's something very interesting that I have that I want to mention. But before I do that, my friends, I think there's something else that I need to address, because I see there are quite a few people here. I mean, the number of views are still significantly lower than what they used to be even just a few days ago. And that's the issue that I want to address right now, okay? By the way, 7 more likes and I will get to 6,100 subscriber mark. So if there are 7 viewers out there who have not subscribed yet, please do so. I would appreciate that. And there's something that I want to discuss. Right now, okay, so let me just tell you, right now, we are 58 minutes into the live stream, so almost 60 minutes. So it's like an hour approximation. In 1 hour, this video, this live stream has received 3,200 views, approximately, a little more than that. 3,200. Usually, in the first hour, it crosses easily like 8,000, 9,000, even 10,000. Okay? Because, I mean, just go back a few days ago, I did live streams. For example, let me just give you an example here. I did a live stream when was it? October 20th, I think, or 21st. I did a live stream that was not even 3 hours long. It was 2 hours and 45 minutes. And that live stream got more than 30,000 views. So even if you round it up and you say 3 hours, 30,000 views, what does that mean? 10,000 views per hour, right? Approximately. Michael Brown is here. Michael Brown, great to see you. And not every day is it going to be 10,000 per hour, but usually it's more than 5,000 or 6,000 per hour. And, depends on the day of the week, it depends on the topic, and so on and so forth. I understand that. But what happened over the last couple of days was, as soon as I started the live stream, if you've been watching my channel, you know that for the last 2 or so months, I have been doing live streams at around 11 p.m., give or take 11 p.m. And channel started gaining momentum. Now, why did I pick 11 p.m.? Previously, I used to do live streams at 9 p.m., 9:30, 10 p.m. Still later in the evening, but not as late as 11 p.m. I used to do live streams, and you can go look at all those. I mean, those are all available for replay. But then, a lot of times I have work in the evening. There are times when I'm out at meetings and events in the evening, and so by the time I get back home, sometimes I'm out of town for work. So by the time I get back home, it's usually, maybe 8 p.m., 9 p.m., or even 10 p.m. So I just decided, hey, if I do the live streams at 11 p.m., by then I'm usually back home. Okay? By then I'm usually back home with, certain exceptions. And I thought, you know what? If I want to stick to a particular time, it's going to be 11 p.m. And so I did that. And I got great response. And even starting live streams at as late as 11 p.m., I would get people from Eastern time zone. So when it's 11 here, it's midnight in the Eastern time zone. And people would tune in at midnight. And if my live stream is 2 hours long, people in the Eastern time zone, they would stay for 2 hours, meaning starting midnight all the way to 2 p.m. in the Eastern time zone. And people join from the Pacific time zone, the mountain area. And so, from East Coast to West Coast and also other countries, people tuned in, and there are many who stay with me for the entire duration, because right after I start the live stream, I can see that they are commenting in the very first 5 minutes, and then I see them commenting throughout the live stream until the very end when I end the live stream. So I know that there are people who are staying with me for 2 hours, 3 hours, late at night, and they are engaging in discussion. So it's not like that they, started the live stream and they just left. Because I see their comments coming in. And so, that's why, if I use the technical term, like all of you who are watching, you are viewers, right? You are viewers. That's the technical term. But the term that I use from my heart is, you are all my friends, okay? I don't consider you viewers. I consider you friends. You are all my friends. And I keep saying that this channel is it's like a community. Why do I say it's like a community? Because I feel like every time I'm starting these live streams, it's almost like a large living room, okay? Just think about it as a large living room, okay? A large living room with sofas all around, and we're all sitting together here, and we're having a conversation, okay? That's what it feels like to me, okay? I don't know, maybe you'll describe it in some other way, but it's almost like a large living room where we're hanging out, we're all friends. It's a community, a lot of like-minded people. We may have disagreements, but we want the same thing. We want America to be a peaceful country, to be a prosperous country, to be a very strong country, a safe country, right? Michael Brown wrote MAGA family. It's like a MAGA family. It's like a Make America Great Again family. And I have said over and over again many times that, hey, listen, you can disagree with me. You can come here and say, Tassif, I disagree with you. And a lot of people do that. And it's fine with me. It's perfectly fine. Trust me. I mean, the people I went to school with in the undergrad, the people I went to the university with, during my master's, my classmates, former classmates, the people I see out in society in this city. Even among friends, I have people who don't agree with me, and that is fine. We don't want a society where everyone agrees with each other. We don't want that. Trust me. If we have a society where every person agrees with everyone else, I mean, what kind of a society would that be? Where is the diversity? When we talk about diversity, it's not just diversity of religion or diversity of skin color or diversity of ethnic origin. It's diversity of thoughts as well. Right? It's diversity of thoughts as well. We should not be on the, like, if everyone thinks the exact same way, then what are we? Are we humans, or are we just programmed robots? It's like somebody's programmed us and we do the same thing. We all feel the same way. No, we are human beings. No two people are going to agree with each other 100% of the time. Okay? So I always encourage people to share their thoughts, to share their views, but to do it in a very respectful manner. Okay? Respect each other. Okay? Respect each other. Be nice to people. Have a conversation. You may not be able to convince the other person, but even if you have a long conversation and you still disagree with each other at the end of the conversation, that's fine. But at least you listened to what the other person has to say. So having said that, I know many of you already know this, but I feel like I had to repeat. But now let's come to the main point. I have been seeing over the last few days that as soon as I start the live stream, and people know that my live stream, the established start time is 11 p.m. Central Time. Give or take a few minutes. Usually I'm a little late because I'm making my tea or something, or I'm looking for my computer charger. What I have been seeing is as soon as I start the live stream, and this happened, you can go and look the last few live streams. As soon as I start the live stream, there's like a flood of people who come and just express their hatred for me. They express their, they say all kinds of stuff. And a lot of those viewers, those haters, have also said, I report your channel every day. I report this video. I report this channel. We're going to shut you down. I mean, some of you have seen those comments. The words shut down being mentioned. They say dislike, thumbs down, report. I see that. I've seen that. And so what I noticed, and on my end, I can see lots of different statistics, obviously, because, I've got the channel dashboard here on my end. So I can see, how many comments are coming and the trends and everything. Okay. If it's your channel, you can see some behind the scenes statistics you get. And I've seen that recently, my live stream, I start my live stream, there's a spike, a lot of people come in, and then it goes down, like it stays momentarily up, goes down, gone. And those are the people who come here, they wait for me. And trust me, some of these people, they have multiple channels. They have multiple YouTube accounts. Like I have one YouTube account and there are others who have multiple YouTube accounts. What they do is they come in, maybe I don't know how many YouTube accounts each person has, but multiple, they come in, they use all their YouTube accounts to report my video, my live stream, mess up the algorithm, and then they leave. And I'm not a computer expert, but I've heard some thoughts on this, and I think this is what's happening. So these haters, I call them haters because they are not people who come and disagree with me. They absolutely hate me, and a lot of those people have written that, what are you going to do on November 6th? Meaning they are hoping that Trump's going to lose, and there won't be anything for me to say on November 6th. Now, let me tell you, this channel is about social and political issues, both domestic and international. This channel is not 2024 presidential election channel. No. I mean, go back and see how many videos I have published and how far back you can go. I mean, so you can go back to 2017 and 2018 and 2019, and you can see that I've published videos on this channel going as far back as 2017. So this channel is about freedom of speech. It's a place where we discuss social and political issues, domestic and international. This channel is not about the November 2024 election. Of course, I talk about the November 2024 election a lot because that's the big thing that's coming up. It's already here because people are voting early already. But all those who think that my channel is going to be gone on November 6th, you are wrong. My channel doesn't depend on the outcome of the election. If Trump wins, this channel is going to continue. If Kamala Harris wins, oh my God, I hope she doesn't. But if she wins, this channel is going to go on. Why will I shut down the channel on November 6th? Did I say anywhere? Does it say in the description, oh, this channel is only for November 2024? No. So going back to what I was saying, there are many people who have expressed openly their hatred for this channel. They want to shut it down. They report my videos. They say hate speech. There's no hate speech on my channel. There are agreements and disagreements, but no hate speech. Of course, if I think a governor, like I call Kathy Hochul the worst governor in America, that is my honest opinion. I really genuinely think that Kathy Hochul is the worst governor in America. That is my opinion. You may mention a different name. Some people will say it's Gavin Newsom. Some people, those who are like diehard far left, liberals, they may mention a Republican governor's name as the worst governor because maybe that's what they think. It's not the reality, but that's what they think. So here on my channel, I can express my views, and I have every right to do that. I think Greg Abbott is the best governor in America. The other day I ran a poll. Most people thought it's Ron DeSantis. I think it's Greg Abbott. That's my opinion, and it's your opinion. I think Greg Abbott is the best governor. Some think Ron DeSantis. I like Ron DeSantis, but I think Greg Abbott is the best. So I can share my thoughts and views here. It's not hate speech. It's my opinion. It's my analysis. And of course, I share poll numbers and data and statistics. Those are the facts that you can go fact check. So what I'm trying to say is there are people who have been consistently tuning in right at 11 p.m. At the very start of my live stream. They have been coming. They have been, reporting to mess up my algorithm so that my views go down And you can see my last two live streams. Like you go back to my live stream on the 20th, 30,000 views. Before that, 10,000 views, 15,000, 17,000, 31,000, 22,000, 55,000. No, sorry, 57,000. So tens of thousands of views. And then all of a sudden, on the 21st, it goes down to less than 2,000. And then it goes down to 1,500. Why? Because people come in, they report, they know I'm going to start my live stream at 11. They report and they mess up the algorithm. Because they cannot win arguments. They cannot win in terms of having a debate with facts, using facts. And so they try to shut down those who speak the truth. Okay? I mean, if somebody doesn't like what I'm saying, you can just close it. You know, here's how to do it. If you are watching my live stream on a laptop, okay? See this? Fingers? Here's a mouse. You can click on this mouse. You can point the mouse on the screen on the X sign at the top of the screen. You can click on it. It'll close down the window. Okay? If you're watching on your phone, you can just close YouTube or go watch a different video. Okay? Okay, you can watch something else. So my friends, let's see some. So my friends, what I'm trying to tell you is the haters. The reason why I started blocking the haters, sending them on timeout, is because they are disrupting my channel. Now, I will tell you one thing. You know, I'm a human being with a life that has many different aspects. I have a job. I have work, okay? That keeps me very busy, very engaged. I have a job that helps me earn a paycheck. And you know, I work hard. I have a great reputation, and that's my profession, my work, okay? And then I have my writing. I have an unpublished novel manuscript. I wrote a novel, a manuscript, complete manuscript. It's unpublished. Nothing to do with politics, completely different. It's a work of fiction that I'm trying to get published. It's a challenging process, and it requires a lot of time. And then I have written well over 100 letters to editors and op-eds, published in the Chicago Tribune, Boston Globe, USA Today, Washington Examiner, Washington Times, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, the Capitol Times, Wisconsin State Journal, Pittsburgh Post Gazette, Philadelphia Inquirer, New York Daily News, New York Post, the Western Journal, and more. So I've been widely published. My opinions, my letters to editors have been published. So that's my writing. Not just the writing, the fiction that I write, the novel and the poems. I've published 2 books of poems many years ago. 2 books. I love poetry. I wrote poems, got published. And I also have my blog, where I have not been very active because, you know, I've been so busy, but I do blog posts. I also have a podcast, which is different from my live streams, because a podcast is where it's pre-recorded, right? I record the episode. Once it's recorded, I publish it. I do that. But in addition to that, I do lots of public speaking at various events. from like a group of 10, 20, 30 people in the room to hundreds of people in the room. I speak in front of a large variety of audiences. I do public speaking. Sometimes it's a quick 5-minute, tiny little speech. Sometimes it's a full half hour, 1 hour long talk. Sometimes it's a PowerPoint presentation. I speak not just on camera, but in person at different events. And some of those videos are also available on my YouTube channel. I go to a lot of events. I'm invited. So I have a very active political life. So I have my job. I work for a wonderful elected official. Okay? You can go read my bio. I work for a truly great elected official. And then I also have my political life that I'm very active in. Then I have my writing, my poetry, and my novel. Then I have got my political writing, my public policy kind of writing. And so if people who try to suppress my free speech, like I believe in freedom of speech, if somebody is trying to suppress my speech by coming to my channel and reporting my video and messing up the algorithm and suppressing my views, trust me, this, I do this because I love doing it. I love doing it. This is not my profession. Doing live streams on YouTube, publishing podcast episodes, this is not my profession. This is because I like to reach people out there so that I can share my views, so that I can connect with others, so that we can have robust discussion on issues that we are facing as a country. We can discuss a wide variety of current affairs. And because I enjoy it, like I said, when I do these live streams, I feel like it as I think Michael Brown said it, it's a mega family. It's like a family. You call it a community, you call it a family. I truly enjoy doing this. It gives me great joy. But if the haters out there are thinking that, oh, they're gonna try to shut down this channel, and I'm just gonna, it's the end of the world for me. It is not. It is not. And trust me, I believe in the power of the truth. And so I think no matter how much the haters try to suppress this channel, they are not going to succeed. They are not going to succeed. Maybe they'll mess up, one live stream or two or a couple live streams, but they cannot suppress us. We are stronger, right? Michael Brown, thank you so very much. And I just want the haters out there. I know most of the people who are watching, the overwhelming number of people watching, they are here to support me. They are here to support this community because we are all part of this community. We are freedom-loving people. And so, I just want to make it very clear that I understand the overwhelming number of people watching. They are freedom-loving. They are wonderful people. They are good people. They believe in peace. They believe in freedom. They are trying to make the world a better place. But there are haters out there, and you know that. The haters, the message to the haters is, if you think that if you somehow suppress my videos and shut down my channel, this is the end of the world for me, it is not. I will still continue to write and get published my political writings. I will still continue to work on my poetry. I will write another novel after I get this one published. I will write another manuscript. I will write another novel. Okay? And I have my professional life. That will continue. And then I have a very active political life. Very active political life. If you want to know a little bit more, you can follow my Facebook. You'll see the events that I go to. From the pictures, I do a lot of picture posting, although in the last few weeks I haven't been able to post a lot of pictures, but you'll see that I go to a lot of events, a lot of political events, and throughout the year, there's no the election season is when people feel like they are more engaged politically, but really the political season is 24/7, 365 days. Throughout the year, here in Wisconsin, we have Lincoln Day dinners, we have county caucus in all these different counties, we have the congressional district caucus, we've got all the different Republican Party picnics that we do, all the different events throughout the year. And this is just political, and I have a life even outside of that. So, one thing that I said back in 2014, I had received a Trailblazer Award. And so I was up on a stage accepting the award. It was a Trailblazer Award for my public service. And in my award acceptance speech, I said one thing. I said, 24 hours are not enough to do everything that I want to do. 24 hours are not enough to do everything that I want to do. Each day, I feel like, in my professional life, I'm putting 100%. And then I want to do some writing. I want to do some podcasting. I want to do live streaming. And then I also want to take care of the everyday needs, like you have to go buy groceries, you have to prepare food, you have to go run errands, and so on and so forth, right? If you're sick, you have to go see the doctor. You have to pay your bills. You have to, watch the news, keep up with what's going on. You have to spend time with friends. You have to attend Republican Party events because I'm so active politically. So, when you look at all of that, it's like, oh my God, I wish I had 48 hours in a day. And I'm sure 48 hours wouldn't be enough. I'd probably need more. So, my friends, this is really a message for the haters. If they think that they are going to tune in right at 11 p.m. because Tausif starts his live streams at 11 p.m. We know that. So let's get ready with our army. Okay? And we're going to start reporting my videos, trying to shut me down. You cannot, you cannot change what I do if you try to shut down my channel, how are you going to shut down my writing, my publishing? How are you going to shut down my blog? How are you going to shut down the fact that I attend a lot of events? I speak in person at events on stage. I do presentations. How are you going to shut all those down? How are you going to shut down my everyday life? How are you going to shut down my political life, my professional life? How are you going to do that? If it gives the haters joy in waiting for 11 p.m. every night to just report my live streams as soon as the live stream starts, well, then go ahead, set your alarm, and keep doing what you do, because the haters obviously have a lot of time on their hands because they're not working, or probably they're just spending time in some basement. They have got nothing good to do, nothing productive to do with their own lives. Okay? They're probably just, sitting in front of the computer waiting for 11 p.m. so that they can report as soon as I start my live stream. If that's what you want to do with your life, the haters, if that's what you want to do with your life, if that's what you want to do with your time, if that's your priority, that you're going to wait for 11 p.m. Central Time so you can you can report my live streams as soon as I start them, well, go right ahead, do it. You cannot stop me You cannot suppress freedom of speech. You cannot shut down my channel. You just can't. It's just like the flow of water. Flow of water. You cannot stop the flow of water. Can you stop the flow of water? You can't. You put a barrier here, the water is going to find a different way. That's what it is. Okay? So my friends, having said all that, let me once again tell you, I mean, I have gotten to know such wonderful people through this channel. I mean, you know, I know I'm going to miss some names, but each and every one of you who are supporting this channel, and you are participating in constructive discussion, you are here to share your thoughts, you are here to be a part of this community. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. Really. I mean, I know I expressed a lot today. I know I expressed a lot because I felt like it needs to be expressed. I felt like I needed to do this because I have been noticing how people have been, I mean, they wrote. You can go back and look at some of those replays. Some of the people wrote, we're going to shut it down. Report, hate speech, so on and so forth. So, my friends, I really, there are so many things to do in life. Okay? I think the world is going to be a much better place if we express our thoughts, if we follow our path, the path that God has created for us, rather than trying to create disruption in somebody else's life, rather than trying to put up roadblocks in somebody else's pathway. We should follow our own pathway, and we should do what we feel we're here to do. Okay. By the way, if it sounds like I'm concluding the live stream, I'm not. I still have more to talk about. As I said, 2 different topics I want to talk about. The first one I already said about Chicago. The second one I'm going to start now. I just took a long break to share what I had to share. So, wow, 145 likes already. Thank you so very much, friends. 145 likes on the stream already in 1 hour 33 minutes. This is so wonderful. Please, and also I have reached the 6,100. I've crossed the 6,100 subscriber mark. Okay. All right. There's something very interesting I'm going to discuss, so please don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay here, my friends. By the way, in case you're wondering, 5,300 viewers tonight so far in 1 hour 33 minutes. Still good. I mean, usually by now we would be at like 15,000, but that's okay. That's okay. Listen, I don't do it for the views. I really don't. But I will also admit, which I have said so many times before, we want to grow the size of this community. We want to reach more people. So obviously, the more views there are, the better. The more views there are, the better. But really, if only 100 people show up, if I do a live stream for 2 hours and it's just 100 views, that's fine. I mean, there were times when I did that. Okay? You can go back and look at my previous live streams. You know, I would get 100 views, 150 views, and I would still talk for quite a long time because I engaged in the live chat window and I appreciated the back and forth and and learning from each other. So let's see some comments here. Who's writing? What is that? Pepsi and Coke and all that? What does that mean? Pepsi or Coke? Oh, oh, okay. How about like lemonade? Okay. How about a lemonade? Lemonade's better, right? Tea is good. I'm having tea. How about a lemonade? Why pick one or the other? How about just pick lemonade? French vanilla cappuccino, or I no, actually, the latte is better. French vanilla latte. That's better, right? So when I went to Starbucks for I went to Starbucks. I think it was on my birthday. Yeah, it was on my birthday. I went to Starbucks. Usually I drink tea, and that day I wanted something a little different. I thought, well, I'm gonna have a little bit of something that's a little bit more sugary. So let's do like the French vanilla latte. That's what I did. Okay. Dodi, what are you writing? You said, "Hey Tassif, answer Evan." Evan is asking about what? What are you? Okay, Evan doesn't like Trump, I think. So I will tell you one thing. There were some people in the Trump administration who didn't do a good job, and those are the people that Donald Trump fired, right? And then those individuals they don't like Trump for that reason. Anyone who got fired from the Trump administration, obviously, once they get fired, they don't like Trump anymore because they got fired. Obviously, they got fired because they didn't do a good enough job, or they did something very wrong, or something that they shouldn't have done, which is why they got fired. So after getting fired, do you think that the person's gonna say good things about Trump? But you know what? Listen. Here's the picture that you really need to look at. Okay, I mean, I understand that people who don't like Trump, they cherry pick things, and they try to capitalize on those things, and they try to speak against Trump. I understand that. Okay, and I understand that there are people out there, they are not going to be happy no matter what Trump does. Okay, if gas price goes down to like 50 cents a gallon, let's say Trump comes to office, and he does something, and which basically makes energy so affordable that gas is now 50 cents a gallon. I'm just using that as an example. There are people out there who are going to try to find out some flaw in that. They are going to complain about 50 cents a gallon gas. You know why? Because they don't like Trump. If Trump comes back to the Oval Office, okay, and we secure the border. Let's say the border is so secure that not a single illegal immigrant can come in. It's like 100% secure, absolutely secure. There are far left people out there who are going to complain about that. They are going to say, oh no, we need illegal immigrants. Trump is blocking the illegal immigrants. Why is he doing that? Open up the border. So there are people who are going to complain about Trump no matter what. Okay? No matter what. No matter what, they're going to complain. Because the thing is, they don't like Trump. They don't like Trump. They've got TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome. They don't like Trump, so no matter what Trump does, they are going to find out some reason to complain about Trump. Okay? Does it make sense? Let's see. Any other questions? Like Trump went to McDonald's, right? Trump went to McDonald's and suddenly there are people out there who don't like McDonald's. Just because Trump went to McDonald's, they don't like McDonald's anymore. I mean, if you don't like McDonald's, that's your problem. That's your problem. You know what I want to do? If you ask me what I want to do, I want to drive 900 miles to go to that exact same McDonald's that Donald Trump went to. I want to go to that location. There are so many McDonald's around. There's a McDonald's, like if I exit, if I get out of my apartment, get out of the building, there's a McDonald's just maybe like within 2 miles this way, within 3 miles that way. I mean, there are so many McDonald's in the area where I live. But I want to drive 900 miles. It's a little more than 900 actually. I want to drive more than 900 miles to go to Feasterville in Pennsylvania to go to that particular McDonald's that Donald Trump worked at just a couple days ago. He worked at that McDonald's, right? He served orders, he made fries. I want to go to that McDonald's. But there are people out there who are probably never going to go to McDonald's again because Trump went to McDonald's. They're going to boycott McDonald's. I love McDonald's. Okay? I mean, McDonald's, I know prices have gone up, but it's not McDonald's fault. It's just inflation overall. Even fast food prices have gone up. But I think McDonald's is really just really awesome. I love McDonald's, okay? You know why? Because I travel so much and I know that there are communities, like remote communities, where you don't have much dining options, small communities. Even if you can't find anything else, you are going to find a McDonald's. Sometimes that's a lifesaver. If you're like driving long distance and you're going through remote communities, like really small towns, rural highways, and you're looking for a place to eat and you don't see anything and you're super hungry, you're starving, there you go. You're gonna come across a McDonald's. So I like McDonald's, okay? I do. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about fast food, okay? I mean, if you have home-cooked meals, it's probably healthier in general, right? I mean, fast food, it's mostly fried and, probably something that you shouldn't eat every day, okay? Don't eat fast food every day. Try to eat healthy, nutritious, home-cooked stuff. But, if you look at fast food, I love McDonald's. I do. I love it. Actually, that reminds me. I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. But where I really want to go is that exact same McDonald's where Trump worked in Pennsylvania. That's where I want to go. I want to go there. I want to order some fries. Okay? I want to order a burger. And then I want to stand outside the McDonald's and I want to take a selfie with the McDonald's logo behind me. And I want to post it on social media. And I just want to put up a nice caption and say, hey, I am at that exact same location where Trump came and he worked. He put on the apron. He took off his jacket. He put on the apron. He went to the kitchen. And trust me, people loved him. People loved him. Okay? People loved him. Claudette says, he did not work, Tassif. Claudette, we saw he worked. You gotta watch the video, Claudette. You gotta watch the video. You gotta watch the video, Claudette. You really have to. He was working at the fryer. He served the, through the drive-through window. He handed people their orders. What do you mean it was staged? What do you mean it was staged? What does that even mean, staged? Really? Okay. What are you saying, Dodi? Now you're saying please, bro. Dodi, why do you say please, bro? Are you saying please, bro, take me to McDonald's? I want to go to McDonald's, Dodi. Is that what you mean? Maybe you didn't complete your sentence. You just wrote please, bro. But maybe the entire sentence that you wanted to say, maybe it means please, bro, take me to McDonald's right now. Let's see some comments. Garfield is here. Hello, Garfield. Okay. $156 likes so far tonight. Thank you, my friends. Let's get those likes up to 200, shall we? We can do it. Oh, Angie writes, I see 157. Thank you. Yeah, it's actually 158 now. So, my friends, there's something else that I want to talk about. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to pull up some statistics here on my computer. Give me 1 second, okay? 1 second here. Well, okay, I think I found it. I'm going to talk about the presidential race. The race for the White House. So don't go anywhere. Stay right here. Stay right here, my friends. Stay right here. All right. You're going to love it. If you believe in MAGA, you're going to love it. Okay. All right. So, so all the MAGA supporters, please stay here. And those who don't like Trump, also please stay here. Don't go anywhere. Okay. All right. This is for you all. This is for you all. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. William Miller writes, MAGA. So there's a new national poll that has revealed who is leading in the race for the White House. Who do you think is leading? Who do you think is leading? Who do you think is ahead? There's a new Wall Street Journal poll. This is not just any random poll. Garlina is here. Garlina, good to see you. Longdon family is here, writes Trump 2024. Terry writes Trump ahead. That's correct, Terry. There's a new Wall Street Journal poll. And this poll surveyed, reportedly this poll surveyed 1,500 registered voters from October 19th to October 22nd. And this poll has found that Kamala Harris is at 45%, 45%, and Trump is at 47%. Isn't that amazing? Hey, listen, there's something very special in those numbers. So Trump has a 47 to 45 lead. Kamala is at 45%, Trump is at 47%. And think about those numbers, 45 and 47. What does that tell you? That those numbers send a message, right? Trump used to be the president. He's the 45th president, and he's going to be the 47th president. I mean, that's a sign from God, I think. Those survey results, right? So, so according to this Wall Street Journal poll, Kamala is at 45 and Trump is at 47%. 45, 47. So Trump is ahead by 2 points, 2 percentage points. And those numbers are amazing. Like it could have been like 48% and 50%. It could have been 47%, 49%. Why is it 45% and 47%? It's like sending a message that Trump's going from 45% to going from being the 45th president to becoming the 47th president. Right? Claudette writes, Claudette is writing, the poll tells me nothing, November 5th. Well, Claudette, it's not just November 5th. Early voting has started, Claudette. Claudette, let me tell you something that you're gonna love hearing, Claudette. And this is for you. This is for Claudette, but I want everyone to be here. Don't go anywhere. Listen to what I have to say. It's addressed to Claudette, but I want you all to listen. Be the witness. Claudette, I gotta tell you that I am looking forward to voting for Donald Trump early in person this week. I am looking forward to that, Claudette. You can be happy now, Claudette. Claudia Greenwood is here. Claudia likes what I said. Claudia writes, Tassif speaks the truth. Thank you. Isn't this live stream so much better than some of the other ones? I mean, I know the views are a little down, but that's okay. But it feels like after I blocked the haters, I put them in timeout, it's so much better. We're having such a nice conversation. Tasfikur Rob is here. Tasfikur writes, when did you start the live? Tasfikur, I think I started this live. When did I start it? We are 1 hour 53 minutes into the live stream, Tasfikur. So I started the live stream 1 hour 53 minutes ago. And actually, Tasfikur, if you're wondering what's going on, I actually I would encourage you to go back and listen from the beginning at some point. You don't have to do it right now. I talked a lot about what the haters have been trying to do on this channel by reporting my channel, by reporting my live streams, by jamming my live chat window, by writing nasty stuff. They have tried to suppress my views. They have tried to suppress my freedom of speech. They still are trying to shut down this channel. I put a lot of people in timeout today. A lot of people. I mean, maybe not a lot, but more than I usually do. And so, Tasfikur, you can go and look at what I said. There are some people, as I said, who wait for 11 p.m. so that they can come and create disruption, so that they can come and report my channel, report my live stream, and try to suppress the numbers and mess up the algorithm. They've been trying to do that, Tasfikur. So Tasfikur, thank you for being here. But yeah, if you want, if you have time, you can scroll back and listen to what I had to say. So even when I started right after like right around maybe 9:30 or 9:20, I started this live stream. There were still so many haters, but I had to throw them out. Jackie writes, why are people doing that to you? Well, Jackie, people are doing that because they don't like the things that I say. They don't like hearing the truth. You remember that dialogue from that movie? You can't handle the truth. It's kind of similar situation, that that sentence from that movie applies in this scenario, because I tell the truth, I share the facts, and I try to share the accurate information, whether it's poll numbers or just from my observation what I'm seeing. And some people don't want to hear that. All those people, those who have Trump derangement syndrome, okay, Trump derangement syndrome, they hate Trump. They hate me for supporting Trump. And so that's why they come and try to create a mess here. All right. Let's see some more comments here. So Tasfiku writes that he helped out a congressman and some more local candidates today. That's a good point. So I just want to emphasize, Tasfiku, thanks for mentioning that. My friends, wherever you live, whatever state, whatever city, try to help out your candidates, okay? Your Republican candidates. Whether your Senate candidate or your gubernatorial candidate or your House candidate, or your state assembly candidate, your state Senate candidate, try to help people out, okay? Contact your local GOP, whatever county you live in, find out the local county party. Like I live in Dane County, so I've got the Republican Party of Dane County here, but I'm pretty widely involved in Wisconsin. So if you are involved, great. If you are not, contact your local GOP, your local county party. Call them up and say, hey, what do you need? Do you want me to make some phone calls on behalf of a Republican candidate? Do you want me to, go knock on some doors and distribute literature? Or do we need to do a parade? Do we need to, set up a table at a farmer's market or some outdoor event and distribute some literature? Just like do whatever. And if you don't have time to help out, but you've got $5 to help out a candidate, $5, $10, $20, any small, even a small amount. Sometimes, the candidates would say, chip in $3. I mean, might seem like a very small amount, right? I mean, if you walk into a coffee shop for $3, you may not even get a coffee in some places, right? It's probably going to cost you more than $3 to get a cup of coffee. So sometimes the candidates will say, hey, chip in $2, chip in $3, because every dollar adds up. Everything helps. So if you've got a few dollars to spare, help out your candidate, make a contribution. Look at the contribution guidelines and the rules and regulations and all that. Contact your local GOP, okay? They'll be able to tell you. Really, and if you can't do anything else, just talk to your family, talk to your friends, and say, hey, vote for Trump. You got to vote for Trump. There are so many ways you can help restore freedom in this country. Go do doors, go distribute campaign literature, contribute money, make phone calls, and if you can't do any of that, then find 2 or 3 friends or 2 or 3 neighbors and talk to them. Tell them how important it is to vote for Trump. Remind them to go vote and to vote for Trump. Okay? Let's see some comments here. One Texas miner writing, Kennedy's supporting Trump. Absolutely. RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is supporting Donald Trump. Former Democrat, supporting Trump. And Tulsi Gabbard, I think I mentioned it. Was it during the previous live stream? Maybe, or maybe during a podcast. I can't remember, but I think I've mentioned that Tulsi Gabbard left the Democratic Party. She was independent for a while, and she finally announced, Tulsi Gabbard, she finally announced that she is joining the Republican Party. She's joining the Republican Party. Isn't that amazing? By the way, there's something that we have not done yet. There's something we haven't done yet. We have to write Trump 2024. Show support for our leader, Donald J. Trump, by writing Trump 2024. Word is writing Trump 2024. Michelle is writing Trump. Michelle wants a poll. All right, Michelle. Can we do a poll? Let's see. Claudia Greenwood writes Trump 2024. William Miller writes Trump 2024. Jeff Schreiber writes Trump 2024. Michael Brown writes Trump 2024. Johnny Milner writes Trump 2024. Longdon family writes Trump 2024. Michelle writes Trump 2024. Claudia writes Trump 2024. Debbie writes Trump 2024. Frank Gehry also writes Trump 2024. And there are others. My friend Terry from South Dakota writes Trump 2024. Gash Taylor, Trump 2024. Sarah, Trump 2024. There are AC Cruz, Trump 2024. John Drake, Trump 2024. DSAR, live stream writes Trump 2024. I voted early tonight. Awesome. A viewer writes, Harris will be your 47th president. Harris is not going to be the 47th president. I don't think so. Harris is going to lose. Harris knows Harris is going to lose. Harris's campaign knows Harris is going to lose. Joe Biden knows Harris is going to lose. Obama knows Harris is going to lose. All the Democratic donors know Harris is going to lose. Many strategists, many activists, many volunteers, many political Democratic Party members, they know that Harris is going to lose. Harris herself knows that she is heading towards a massive defeat. Anyone who's paying attention, they know that Harris is going to lose. Who's going to win? Trump's going to win. Trump's going to make America great again. Trump is going to make America safe again. Trump is going to make America strong again. He's going to secure our border. He's going to enforce our nation's immigration laws. He's going to deport criminal illegal aliens. He's going to make sure that our border is secure. He's going to make sure that we drill, baby, drill. Trump is going to make America energy independent again. Trump is going to combat inflation. He's going to have a great cabinet. A wonderful cabinet full of capable people, knowledgeable people, intelligent people, successful people. People who can get the job done. There's a lot of damage that needs to be repaired because the Biden-Harris administration has caused tremendous damage. And when Trump comes back to office, he's going to have a great team. They are going to repair the damage, and they are going to take our country towards peace and prosperity. We are going to be number one in the world, and we are going to strengthen our relationship with our international allies. It's going to be MAGA country. Make America great again. Garfield Williams is writing, Tossif, November 6th, you are going to need a therapist. Garfield, why do you think I'm going to need a physical therapist? Do I have like aches and pains? My friends, did I complain about aches and pains? Garfield says I'm going to need a therapist. I don't need physical therapy. My movement is fine. I can move my shoulder, I can move my arms. You know, my knee is working fine. My back is doing okay. Why do I need a physical therapist? My fingers are working fine. I don't need an occupational therapist or a physical therapist. I'm speaking fine. I don't need a speech therapist. What do you mean? What kind of therapist? Why do I need a therapist? Garfield, how can you say that? See, this is exactly the kind of comment that people should not be making. Garfield, you know nothing about my health. You don't know my family medical history. You don't know my medical history. You don't know anything about, whether I have allergies or illnesses. You don't know anything about whether or not I take prescription medication or whether I take over-the-counter medication. Yeah, the one thing that people know, which is public information, is the fact that sometimes I get nasal congestion and I take nasal spray. I've mentioned that. Okay. Sometimes I have nasal congestion. So that kind of, you can tell from my voice when I sound a little different. So Garfield, you don't know anything about my medical history. I don't know if you've ever met me in person. I don't think so. Unless you have been in a room where I have done a public speech. So, Garfield, you're saying I'm going to need a therapist? What kind of therapist? Speech therapist? Physical therapist? Occupational therapist? What kind of therapist? And how can you make that recommendation? You know nothing about my medical history. But you know who's going to need therapist? People who suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. Those are the individuals who are going to meet with, who are probably going to need some help. Okay, the people who suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, they are going to need some counseling on November 6th. Okay, I'm speaking in general terms. People with Trump derangement syndrome, they are going to need some counseling on November 6th. Okay? I mean, remember all those people who said, oh, I'm going to leave the country if Trump becomes president, and they did not leave. And now some people are saying again, I'm going to leave the country if Trump becomes president. So I think on November 6th, a lot of people are going to be very sad. They're going to be very sad because their favorite candidate, Kamala, is going to lose. Trump's going to win. So all those people who are going to be sad because Kamala lost, they're going to need some counseling. Okay? They're gonna need to take a deep breath and calm down and relax. All right? I mean, really, I am looking forward. I mean, people are talking about November 6th. I'm talking about January 2025, when Trump is going to be sworn into office as the 47th president of the United States. And on day one in office, he is going to implement the MAGA agenda, the America First agenda. Do you love the MAGA agenda? Do you love America First? You believe in America First? Yeah, I know there are some. There are some people who are just They cannot accept the facts. They cannot accept the reality. I mean, why would anyone vote for Kamala? I mean, if you are in love with inflation, if you like sit down and think, oh, I love inflation, I want the prices to go up. Well, if you want the prices to go up further, if you love inflation, then Kamala is your candidate. If you want to pay $10 per gallon for gas, Kamala is your candidate. If you want 10, 20 more million illegal immigrants to come in to the country, Kamala is your candidate. But if you support America first, if you want strong border, if you want a strong economy, if you want a strong job market, if you want greater opportunities in the economy, if you want to strengthen our relationship with our international allies, then Donald Trump is your candidate. Okay? But if you love inflation, Harris is your candidate. And as I said, there's a new national poll that shows that Trump is ahead. Trump is at 47%. Harris is at 45%, according to a Wall Street Journal survey. Okay? All right. Thank you, my friends, for supporting this channel. Lots of people here today. Still, obviously, the views are down. But I'm hoping that with your support, the views will go up. Okay? The views will go up. Between now and November 5th, we're going to do our best to try to spread our message to a greater number of people. Okay? All right, my friends. Michelle writes, toss if I do have my popcorn ready for election night. That's great. All right, my friends. That's pretty much all I have for tonight. This live stream has been 2 hours and 12 minutes long so far. I'm gonna end this live stream here. We didn't do a poll. I'm sorry. We're gonna do a poll next time, okay? We're gonna do a poll. And it's so wonderful to see you all here. The live chat window is so much better today, so much better. But really, the haters have done some damage, as you can tell. The video reach has become somewhat limited, but I know it's gonna change. It's gonna grow again with your support. So please watch the videos. Tell your friends, tell your family members, tell your neighbors to watch my videos. Ask them to subscribe and stay connected. Ask them to tune in. So thank you, my friends. That's all I have for today. Sorry we didn't do a poll tonight. We will do one next time. So, my friends, thank you. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening to me. I know that in between the two topics, I said a lot of things about myself and my goal and the fact that my channel has been impacted severely. I shared a lot of my thoughts. So thank you. Thank you so very much for allowing me to do that, for listening to me. Okay. Like I said, we are a community. We are a community of like-minded friends. Yes, not everyone thinks the same way. A lot of people who are like-minded, but there are others who disagree. That's okay. But we're gonna make sure going forward, we're gonna do our best to make sure that there are no insults, there's no name calling. Okay, so anyone who engages in name calling or insulting or being rude or harsh or cursing, we'll block that person. Okay, so thank you so very much. I appreciate that. each and every one of you. If I try to mention some names, I'm gonna forget. But really, Michael Brown, Claudia Greenwood, and Terry Dunlap, and Michelle, and Gerlina, and One Texas Miner, Sassy, AC Cruz. Who else? John Drake, Johnny Milner. Um, let's see. Lots of other people. Did I mention Claudia Greenwood? I think I did. Um, Amanda, Longdon family, Michelle, many others. I am sorry if I missed someone's name. Angie is here. Thank you so very much. If I missed your name, I apologize, but you know who you are. You know how much I appreciate your support and all the words of encouragement. And I do believe that we will win, and our country will win, and Trump will win, and we will make America great once again. Emily writes, Tosif, I have a very important question. All right, Emily, I was going to wrap up the live stream, but because you said you have a very important question, go ahead and ask the question. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer, if I know the answer, but go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask. I don't know. Emily writes, can you do an analysis on the electoral map again? But can we do a Texas and Georgia combination? All right, okay. Let's do it real quick. Okay? It's not like I have to be somewhere. It's 11:46 p.m., okay? I don't have a plane to catch or a train to catch. I don't have an appointment to get to. So we'll be here for a few more minutes. Okay, let's discuss this Electoral Map 2024. Let's discuss the map. Okay. So Gerlina, Gerlina is writing hard. All right, thank you, Gerlina. Emily, your question once again is you want me to do an analysis of the electoral map with a Texas and Georgia combination. What scenario exactly would you like to see? Texas is 40 electoral college votes. Georgia is 16. Let me know what exactly you're looking for. Let me know if you what combination exactly. I'd like a scenario where Trump wins Texas and Georgia, but come on. Okay, so you're thinking, what if Trump wins Georgia and Texas? Okay, Georgia and Texas, but you're saying that Kamala wins Pennsylvania and what else? Nevada? Okay. All right, let's do this. So if Trump's going to win Texas, right? That's what we hope for. That's very likely. If Trump wins Texas and Trump wins Georgia, and Emily's saying, what if Kamala wins Nevada and Pennsylvania? All right. Then what about Wisconsin and Michigan? What about, where would you like to see Wisconsin and Michigan? I mean, we're looking at hypotheticals, right? This is hypothetical. So, I mean, Texas, we always assume Trump's going to win Texas. Georgia, very likely. And Emily's saying, what if Nevada and Pennsylvania go to Kamala? Okay, let's assume Nevada and Pennsylvania is in Kamala's bucket. And then what? Wisconsin and Michigan to Trump. Okay, if you put Wisconsin and Michigan for Trump, then it's going to be 260 for Trump. Okay, he's going to need 270. He's going to need 270. Emily says, let's give Arizona to Trump as well. And then if you give Arizona to Trump, he gets to 271, which means he wins. So, all right, just to recap, Emily wanted me to do the hypothetical electoral college map again, and I did that. Emily said Texas and Georgia go to Trump. I put that in here. Then Emily said, what if Nevada and Pennsylvania go to Harris? I put that. And then Trump was at 260 in that scenario. And then Emily said, let's give Arizona to Trump. If you give Arizona to Trump, I mean, if Trump has Texas, which I think he's going to have, obviously, very likely, Texas is Trump country. If Trump gets Texas, if Trump gets Georgia, and then if you are, just for hypothetical, if you are giving Nevada and Pennsylvania to Harris, and then you're giving Wisconsin and Michigan to Trump, that puts Trump at 260. And then he needs 10 more. And if you give him Arizona, Arizona is 11 electoral college votes, then Trump is going to be at 271. And that does not take into account North Carolina. Where would you like to see North Carolina? And if you give North Carolina to Trump, then he is at 287. So Trump wins in that scenario. Trump wins, even without North Carolina. North Carolina, Trump's going to get. But let's say even without North Carolina, if Trump gets Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia, and Arizona, Trump wins. So, yeah. So, Emily, just to recap, Georgia in Trump's bucket, Wisconsin, Michigan in Trump's bucket, North Carolina in Trump's bucket, Arizona in Trump's bucket, he gets to 287 easily. So he's going to win. Even if you remove North Carolina, with Arizona, Trump wins. If you put North Carolina back in, but you take away Georgia, then still Trump wins. Okay? All Trump has to do is get to 270. You know, we would love to see him get more than 300, obviously. But for practical purposes, he just has to get to 270. And there are many different scenarios that'll give him 270. Okay? Emily writes, Tosif, can you discuss a scenario where neither gets to 270? What have? No, the math works in a way somebody has to get to 270. Somebody has to go to 270. I mean, really, in each state, there's got to be a winner and a loser, right? So somebody is going to get those electoral college votes. There has to be a winner. There has to be a winner. So really, Trump has great opportunity for victory. Great, like really great. Really great opportunity for victory. Emily writes, can you discuss a scenario where Trump gets all the northern states? Okay. You mentioned Cali. Well, California is not northern, right? And Utah, Trump's going to get Utah. Utah is considered a Trump state. All right. So, really, I mean, if Trump gets Wisconsin, if Trump gets Wisconsin, if he gets Michigan, if he gets Wisconsin, Michigan, and Georgia, he wins. If Trump gets Wisconsin, Michigan, and Georgia, and considering he gets North Carolina, which I think he's going to get, he wins. Okay? But I'd be very happy to see Trump winning Pennsylvania. There is a path to victory for Trump without Pennsylvania, but I think he's going to win Pennsylvania. Emily is asking about Trump and California. Well, California is considered a blue state. There's a reason why Trump campaigned in California. I think Trump feels he can win in California. There are lots of voters out there who are keeping their mouth shut. They are not publicly speaking. They are not saying it out loud, but they support Trump. They are going to vote for Trump. I mean, let's not forget, California is Ronald Reagan state. California may be blue today, but California is Ronald Reagan's state. And so California may go back. California may go back to Republicans. It may happen. Although, if you look at the odds, if you look at the probability, then most people will tell you that Trump will probably not win California. Because, you look at historical data, California is overwhelmingly blue. So most people will say Trump won't win California. But you know what? With Trump, the impossible is possible. Trump may win California. It's a Ronald Reagan state. Emily writes, toss-it, but New York has a good chance to flip to Trump. I think Trump has a really good chance to win New York. I really think. Once again, there are people out there who are going to say, toss if you're crazy if you think Trump's going to win New York. But I really think Trump can win New York. I really do. I really do think Trump can win New York. Just wait for a few days, because the Madison Square Garden rally, Trump is going to have a rally at the Madison Square Garden. Just wait for that. It's going to be an amazing rally. It's going to be great. So, that's what I'm saying. Trump, I think Trump, no guarantees, but there's a good opportunity for Trump to win New York. Emily writes, this will be a Reagan versus Mondale on election night. Oh my God. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Reagan got 49 states. He won 49 states. Okay. I remember that. 49 states. Except Minnesota, right? Minnesota. Emily says, I think Trump will win all 50 states. Well, if that happens, I'm going to be the happiest. I think Trump's going to be the happiest, but I'll be the happiest too. All right. So, thank you, Emily. Emily, I see so much of optimism when I read your comments. Thank you for all the optimism. I think we need that. Yeah, all Trump has to do is get to 270 Electoral College votes. And anything beyond that is just amazing. Anything beyond that is just amazing. Okay. I think he will cross 300. I think he's going to get more than 300 Electoral College votes. We're going to have to see what happens in New York. Is Trump going to win New York? He might. Angie writes, all 50 for Trump. Yeah, that's what should happen, right, Angie? I mean, if you think rationally, if you follow logic, Trump should win all 50 states. Because people in all 50 states, they want affordable energy. They want affordable food, affordable groceries. They want a stable housing market. They want economic opportunity. They want a strong labor market, right? They want the enforcement of our nation's immigration laws. They want strong and secure border. They want to strengthen our relationship with our international allies. So if you follow the logic, all 50 states should vote for Trump. All 50 states. Trump should win all 50 states. All right. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be ending the live stream. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. I am so very grateful to you all for your support. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friends. Let's remember, this is the most important election of our lifetime, my friends. Most important election of our lifetime. And really, it really is. It's the most important election. And we have to help Donald Trump win. We all can play a part. Okay, as I said, go do doors, distribute literature, volunteer, help Trump win. Help Trump win. Okay? Help Trump win. Okay? Trump is fighting for us. Trump gave up his life of luxury to jump into politics because of us, because he wants to make America great again. And he did such great job in the first 4 years. Such great job. And so it's time that we vote for Trump and we give him 4 more years to make America great once again. Right? My friends, thank you so very much. If you have more questions, let me write my email address here. Please email me if you have more questions, and I will try to come back and discuss those topics in the next chat. Okay, I see some comments here. Emily writes, toss if wait. Emily, you have another question? Go ahead, ask it, Emily. I would have stayed. I would love to stay longer. It's just that my phone battery may be running low. Emily, what's your question? Go ahead. Emily, what you can also do, hold on. Please write down my email address. Emily writes, what's the likelihood of flipping the Senate? Emily, okay, great question, Emily. I think we are going to win the Senate majority. I think the Republicans are going to win the Senate majority. Right now, the Republicans are at 49. There are 100 seats in the Senate. The Republicans have 49 seats right now. So Republicans will have to win 2 more to be in the majority, right? I think Montana, we're going to win. Montana, we're going to win. Hold on. Let me pin my email address, all right? Garfield, I think, asked for it too. Garfield asked for... Okay, Garfield says, where's your email? tossif@am.net. That's my email. So I think we're going to win Montana. Tim Sheehy is going to defeat... Tim Sheehy is going to defeat John Tester in Montana. And I think Jim Justice is going to win in West Virginia. So those 2 seats we're going to win. Definitely. So that'll get us to 51. I mean, in order to have the Senate majority, if we win 1 seat and we also win the White House, so if the Senate is a 50-50 split, but the Republicans win the White House, that will give us the Senate majority. Because the vice president, in this case, it's going to be J.D. Vance, is going to be the tiebreaker vote. So if we win 50 seats, if we go from having 49 seats to 50 seats in the Senate, and Trump becomes the president, then we have Senate majority. And keeping aside the presidential race, obviously, to have the majority, we're going to have to be at 51. I think we will be at 51. We're going to win West Virginia. We're going to win Montana. So that puts us at 51. But then if we win Wisconsin, we will be at 52. If we win Ohio, we will be at 53. If we win Pennsylvania, we will be at 54. If we win Nevada, we will be at 55. If we win Arizona, we will be at 56. Now, we may not win all of these. We may not. But I think we can easily get to 54. If we win, to get to 54, we have to win 5. We have to defeat 5 incumbent Democrats or win an open seat. Okay? That was held by Republican. Like West Virginia is an open seat because Joe Manchin is not running. So if we win West Virginia, if we win Montana, if we win Wisconsin, if we win Ohio, if we win Pennsylvania, that's 5 seats that we win. It's going to get us to 54, which is going to be wonderful. Okay. So, my friends, thank you so very much. I enjoy all your questions. I enjoy your comments. I enjoy the discussion. And once again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for your support and your words of encouragement. Thank you so very much. You helped this video get to 169 likes. Thank you for that. In terms of the number of views, it's just below 6,000, so it's at 5,900 plus, significantly less than some of my other live streams, but that's okay. We have the momentum on our side, and we are going to be moving forward. Okay, even if I don't get any views, I'll still be here. And I'll still share my thoughts, and I'll keep talking, and I'll keep speaking, and I'll keep sharing the facts and telling the truth and sharing my opinions and analysis. I'll keep doing that regardless of the views. But when you tune in, when you are all here, when you engage in this conversation, when you participate, it gives me so much of joy. So thank you, my friends, for being here. Word, thank you so very much. Word writes, God bless Tassif and Trump. Thank you. Michael Brown, thank you so very much. If you have any further questions, please email me. My email address is very simple. It is tassif@tassifanam.net. Thank you, my friends. I will be back again with a new live stream. Please stay connected. Trump 2024, make America great again. Thank you, my friends. Have a good night.